Hey everyone, if you can switch your camera on, we want to see your beautiful faces. And we want to see your beautiful moves too. Mom, we're about to hype this up. Go! Come on everyone. Hello, Hanife. Thank you very much for switching your cam on. Shout out to you and being brave. Everyone else, want to see your faces. Hey Rima, hey Anish. Fantastic, lovely to see all of you. Before we start and before we forget, I see that several of you have already written on your names what cohort do you belong to. If you can, please, here, your name, change it for 16.1, 16.2, so we all know where exactly are you coming from today. And for those of you who do not know me, I will introduce myself very quickly. Hi, I am Silvia. I am from Spain and I am super hyper most of the time. And I like that. I use that to get the most and the best out of you too. Sadaf, introduce yourself.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. For those who don't know me, I am Sadaf. I am the mentor for 16.1. It's so exciting to have all of you here together. I can also meet all these new faces. So I'm really, really looking forward to this.
When we say all of these lovely faces, you don't know how to taste it. Like, we literally mean it. If you have the possibility of switching your camera on, we want to see your face. It makes us feel like we are talking to human beings. And that is great. Changing the name should come like up in this corner. If you pass your mouse, 3 dots should appear. And one of the options should be changing your name. I might be wrong because technology is not my first language.
Yes, Sylvia, you are correct. So what you have to do is like you hover over your hopefully your face and click on the 3 dots, rename, and you put either that you're 16.1 or 16.2 so that we can know where everybody's coming from.
I see that Arif also wrote that on the chat over there, how to do it. Thank you very much to you for helping out. Right, and the first thing that we will ask you guys is how comfortable do you feel about questions, like asking questions to people? So if this is like, I'm super comfortable, and this is like, no, don't make me ask anything in life, like, how comfortable do you feel from 1 to 5? Show us your hand. Or type on the chat, that's too. Okay, I love that a lot of answers are coming on the chat. Feel free to also write down what is your name and where are you coming from, or where are you connecting yourself to the internet from today. Siobhan, I don't know if that is between 3 and 4 or if that is only 3/4. I don't know how comfortable do you feel. Okay, so present in the room, London, South Africa, United Kingdom, France, Germany, India. Great, keep it going, keep it going. We have Spain and we have Canada too.
Yeah.
Right, and now that we are starting to see our voices, we would love to hear some of your voices. Some of you rated yourself as a 4 or a 5 on feeling comfortable asking questions. If you want to unmute yourself and ask one question that you would really like to ask as many people as possible, that will help you a lot with your project, please unmute yourself and ask it out loud to get feedback for this fantastic pool of people that we have here today. And it will be even better if you rated yourself as a 1 and you unmute yourself and you ask the question. You will be like such a badass. And we really praise badassness. Is that a word? well, whatever. Yeah, we will praise you. So
that works.
whomever wants to ask a question, please unmute yourself and go, okay, Annika, please unmute yourself.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my question is, what do you think is necessary to have a good education?
That is an awesome question. Let's give everyone about 30 seconds to type an answer here. I hope I am pointing towards the chat. I don't know if this is mirror. Am I pointing at the chat?
I think the other way. For me, it's the
other way. Okay.
Yes,
Wherever.
it's in the other way.
To me, it's here. Wherever your chat is, type there. Like maybe it's. I look like a flight attendant now.
The exit doors are on your left.
So repeat the question. Annika, do you feel like typing the question so it's recorded on the chat? So what do you think is necessary to have a good education? Awesome. We are getting so many ideas. Hopefully you will be finding them useful, Annika. If anyone wants to unmute themselves and, give an answer out loud, please go for it.
Could I go?
Please, Shreya, go for it.
Okay. I think having good access. So I think accessibility of education is very important, especially for countries that aren't as financially developed or are developing countries. And a second thing that I think is very important is a shift in mindset. So even like a country like mine, I'm from India. A lot of people, a lot of women and girls, children especially, don't get not only the accessibility to an education, but sort of the societal norm pressure where, women can't go to school, women can't pursue STEM, things like that. So I think having a holistic approach to including everyone for an education, and also including sex ed as part of education, which I think is really important.
I love that from the faces that I can see, most of you went like this. So a lot of us agree with you, Shreya. Would love to hear from Annika. How useful did you find all of these answers?
Yeah, I'm just typing all of them up, because all of these are some of them, I really didn't think about it. So it's different perspectives.
Fantastic. Thank you for giving us the best prompt ever to underline the importance of asking good questions. When you ask a good question, then you get fantastic answers that, as Sia said, will give you new perspectives you did not think about. And that is precisely what we have been talking about this week with forget your assumptions, do design thinking, empathy hardcore, okay? We have time for one more person to ask one more question and receive all of the goodness of fantastic answers. Who would like to go? Okay, Rima?
Okay, hi.
Hello.
Thanks for changing my name. And my question is, if you have a magic stick and you can change anything in all the humans' mind, what will you change in their mind?
In their minds, you said?
Yeah.
Great. While we wait for the answers here, if you could please also type the question for everyone to see, that'd be fantastic. And if in the meantime, someone would like to unmute him or herself or themselves and offer an answer, that'd be also fantastic.
Can I go?
Please.
Okay, I think if I had the magic stick to change the mindset of humans, I would remove the element of doubt and unworthiness, because a lot of us suffer from those two negative emotions, and they hold us back and prevent us from reaching our full potential and exploring our capabilities and our talents.
All right. That's really, really good. Rima, so everyone, how happy are you feeling about the quality of the answers? You can also choose your own movement. I mean, if you don't like this, you can do like a dance or whatever. That's also perfectly fine. Right, that's great. We can keep the chat open for you to keep on offering answers to these two questions. Big shout out to both Anika and Rima, who dare to unmute themselves and ask a question. We really respect that. We know how daunting that can be, especially when in the presence of a lot of people that you don't know. So great job, great job. In order for you to keep on asking and answering questions, we are going to send you into breakout rooms, okay? We will reveal what question you will be asking each other in a second. Sadaf, what would you like to explain a little bit how that is going to be?
Yes, thank you, Sylvia. So in order for you guys to get a little more intimate with one another, we're going to put you in breakout rooms, speedy breakout rooms. So you're going to have about 2 to 3 minutes to speak to one another. So the first question, the first prompt that we would like you to discuss is one moment where you surprise yourself in the SILF community. So think about a moment where you were really impressed with yourself, where you were really proud of yourself during your time so far here at SILF. And yeah, I'm gonna send you off to your room so you can talk about that with your new friends. All right.
You will have about 3 minutes. So it will be great if you give each other information about other aspects of your lives, etc. But remember, you only have 3 minutes and you need to answer the question, okay?
Right, and then we're gonna come back. And then we're gonna send you back into another room with different people. So this is gonna be speedy. So make sure everyone is getting the chance to speak.
Mm-hmm. And we will type the question into your rooms in a second, don't worry.
Yes. All right, they are open. Here you go.
Okay, I'm gonna create a 3 minutes countdown. Thanks for typing that. Anis, Husha, Ryan, you did not get the breakout?
Okay, so Anish made it. Ryan, you are in room 2, and Hessa is in room 3.
Okay. So I'm putting a 2 minutes timer, so we tell them they have 1 minute left, click exit, and that they will get 60 seconds.
Hey, I think I've clicked the wrong button. Can you send that window again so I can go to the escape room?
Yes, let me see.
Do you have three dots here on the bottom that you can click and say join the small meeting?
I don't have that 3 buttons.
No, not three buttons, three dots. And three dots and it says more.
Yeah,
And,
3 dots. I don't have them.
okay.
I'm joining from a computer.
Yeah. Now, as I said, technology is not my first language. This is what I can see. So I assume that that's what everyone can see. So it's right beside reactions.
Okay, so I did it again. Husa, do you see any message to join room 3?
No.
Can you describe what do you see on the bottom?
The bottom, wait a minute. I see the reactions, the record, screen share, chat, participants, and video, and the voice channel.
What is on the right to reactions?
Leave.
Okay, so I don't know why. It's time for them to come back.
Okay. Sorry, we'll try again for the next one.
Yes.
You're assigned, but I don't know why I didn't let you or send you a message. Okay, so everyone is coming back. Are we going to have them share now or at the end of the breakout rooms?
I'd say at the end, just for the sake of time.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do both.
I think at the end of them would be good.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome back. As soon as everybody gets back here, I'll send you out to your next rooms.
Sadaf, are they going to be with the next people or are they going to meet new fantastic people?
They're gonna meet new amazing people. We are kind of doing this randomly, so there is a possibility you will see a familiar face, but we're trying really hard to make sure you see new faces because we want you to all get to know each other.
And even if you get the same faces, you're all amazing. So keep exploring everyone's point of view. You will learn so much from them. I think that everyone is back. Can you, like, for all of those who can't or have any problem with the camera and can't switch it on, can you show us that you are alive and well by adding some sort of reactions like, yay, I am alive and well, or yes, happy to be here, or yeah, faster, I want to get into the next question already. Okay, good. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you all. All right. So for your second question, what is something you wondered about the SOAP community in general? So talk to your new friends about something you wondered about the School of Future community in general. And I will send you the prompt again once you're in your rooms. Here you go, have fun.
I won't be able, I couldn't join. I didn't get the breakout. I joined by my phone, so yeah, I got that. Thank you.
Okay, I'm starting the countdown. Okay, Sadaf?
Okay, Hussa, you've been assigned to room 10. Do you see a message to let you in?
Okay. You can start. Yeah. That was cute. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back. I think everybody is here. Yes. Awesome. All right. So this is going to be your last speedy room. And your last question is, or your last prompt is a moment where you were impressed with someone else in your own cohort. So talk about, really brag about your teammates, your cohort mates, something that really, really impressed you. All right, so we're gonna do this one more time. And think about a moment where you were really impressed by someone in your cohort. All right, here we go. Enjoy, have fun. Yes, I think you can mention your name. All positive stuff.
Sorry. Was trying to mute myself first, but
I didn't get my breakout room. Actually, I left the meeting due to my network issues.
Yeah, sorry, for 1 second. Sometimes I don't know why it doesn't work. Okay, I'll send you to room 6. Yeah, should be good.
Can you put me into a breakout room, please?
Yeah, Ryan, you are assigned to room 8. Do you see any message?
No.
Let me try again.
All right, now I can see. Thank you.
Hello. Sorry, what was the question? We couldn't hear.
Hi, sorry. Okay, I'm going to actually send it out right now, but in a moment that you were really impressed with someone else in your cohort. So what was something that someone did that you're really proud of, or you thought was really cool or really interesting? Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I have to go now. Have fun.
Bye.
You scared me for a second. You're on mute.
Sorry, somebody asked for help, and I didn't know that was like an option where they could be like, this person is asking for help. I'm like, are they okay? So I went to the room, and it was just that they didn't hear the question.
Mm-hmm. It's just that suddenly I saw that it was not recording. I was alone in the room and I was like, hold on, she was the host. So if she had left, this meeting will not exist anymore, right?
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just that too many years teaching in China, you could not relay anything on technology. So I've developed this, it's not an aversion, but I am very, if I can do something with a technology, I would prefer to do it with a technology as to know, to have like several options. I don't know if I'm making sense. Yeah, okay, 2 minutes have passed.
I am. Okay, so now they're gonna debrief or talk, share.
Yes.
What happened in the rooms.
In the meantime, shall we dance?
No music.
There's always music playing in my head. I dance to the beating of my own drum.
Oh, it's too early for me for this.
Coffee, the answer is always coffee.
I'm not a coffee drinker, but maybe I have to start.
Welcome back, everyone.
Increase the time of the breakout rooms, okay?
Sorry?
You should increase the time of breakout rooms.
Well, we have so many fun activities that we have to do, so we don't have time, but you'll get a chance to speak more with your new friends and the other cohort and as well. So don't worry, we still have a lot of things coming for you. And yeah, Sylvia.
And in order to be even more ready to the next conversation, we would like you to reflect on a few questions that I have ready for you. So make sure that you have a piece of paper and a pen or somewhere to write in and something to write with. As I always say, if you prefer to get lipstick and a mirror, go for it. I will suggest paper and a pen. But you, okay? You be you. So
iPad, tablets, all of it.
Technology. let me be analog, please. Okay, so choose your thing. Everything works. Let us know that. Let us know that you have somewhere to write and something to write with, either by showing it to camera or reacting in one way or another, like, yes, I love writing. I don't know. Okay, it seems that more people do. Yes, your journal will be perfect. So you will have a couple of minutes to answer this question. And the first question is, I will type it too. What do I need to learn in order to solve the problem I want to solve better? What do I need to learn in order to solve this problem better? Ten more seconds. Whatever you wrote is perfect. There are no right or wrong questions. You are going into an exploration of the problem from your point of view, okay? That will later be enhanced with the point of view of others. So the second question I would like you to journal on is what behaviors I believe should be changed for the problem not to exist anymore. What behaviors I believe should be changed for the problem not to exist anymore.
Just gonna hop in really quickly. If you haven't put your real name in your cohort, please do so now, because there are some people I don't know who you are at all. So please rewrite your name with your cohort number, please, and thank you.
Ten more seconds. Remember, whatever you wrote is perfect. We are compiling a list of behaviors that could be changed for later analyze how those behaviors look like in real life and how they look like for other people. So the next question is, what stories or exact instances should you be asking about to better understand other people's vision or understanding of the problem? And my silly computer is changing the words into Spanish because that's the default. Okay, one sec. What stories or exact instances should you be asking about to better understand other people's vision or understanding of the problem? Ten more seconds. Finish what the sentence you're writing. And the very last question, and the most important for this activity, the very last question and most important is, what exact questions would you ask and how will they change society? What exact questions would you ask and how will them change society? 5 more seconds. Okay, this is great. And remember that whatever you wrote is perfect, okay? You will soon be in new breakout rooms for you to get to know each other better and ask each other questions and get fantastic answers from each other. But first, would you give us like about 7 minutes of your time for us to give you some, this is the boring part of the class where we explain stuff to you, okay? Can we have 7 minutes of your attention? Please, like, let us know somehow, like, no, by no means. I don't want to give you 7 minutes. Like, do you know all of the stuff that I can do in 7 minutes? That's not listening to you. Okay, so great. Most of you are sending icons that I identify as positive. So fantastic. Sadaf, if you could very kindly share the PowerPoint, please. Okay, so what constitutes a good question? Personally, in my own life, I try to avoid words like good and bad and things like that, because those are judgments. I usually try to say things like positive, well, maybe not positive, negative, but like comfortable, uncomfortable, adaptative or non-adaptative. Why? Because, for example, you all went through the emotional intelligence sessions on the platform. If you label certain emotions as bad emotions, then you won't feel them, and then they will translate it into something else. Emotions could be perhaps comfortable and uncomfortable, but they are all useful, and that is why they are there. So what is a question that will bring us useful answers? That's what we mean when we say good question. It's something, as you can see on your screen, that encourages and draws deeper information from the person sharing. This means that if you ask a yes or no question, usually, unless you want to do some statistics on what is the percentage of people saying yes and what the percentage of people saying no, it will not be that useful. Also, it is usually driven for to you to get a confirmation of what your previous idea of the answer is. So that is why we encourage you to ask for questions like the one that that we had before, of if you had a magic wand, what would you change? Anything? Or if, I don't know, like describe exactly the process of blah, blah, blah. That is like very, very objective. And to enhance the question of how can we all get a good education, exactly the same. What is a good education? You can also start by asking, in your opinion, what qualifies as good education? Because perhaps for someone is getting a degree from an Ivy League college, and for someone else is anything outside four walls that I learn in nature is a good education. So first understand what the person you're interviewing sees, like understand with the words that you're using, and then ask them to elaborate on that. So it will not be on you, it will be on them. Also, if you ask a question that helps the speaker to tell their story in a way you can understand, then their answer will be a lot more useful to you. Make sure that you are 100% okay. Nothing's perfect in this life, so maybe not 100, but 99.9% that you are on the same page, and on the same page of the same book, okay? Just in case, because sometimes you're on the same page, but of different magazines. So how can we help people ask good questions? Can we go to the next slide, please? Maybe Sadaf will want to elaborate a little bit on this, because she was like, oh, like, I will explain the assumptions thing.
Yes, my favorite. So, okay. So sometimes when we ask questions or when we talk to people, we kind of put our own biases, into the way we form our questions, and we don't even realize it. And we have to become aware of what assumptions that we are putting on the people that we're looking for to get answers. So For example, this question right here is, why do you buy groceries with so much plastic? And when you ask this question, you're assuming that this person is going to the store and buying a lot of plastic, unless you have actually, been with this person every time they've gone to get groceries, every time they've gone to the supermarket. Do you really know that they are buying groceries with a lot of plastic? And the thing is that most likely you're going to be, this kind of question is, we all know basically there's so much plastic and plastic wrap and everything is wrapped in plastic. And when we go to the store. So yeah, it's kind of, we just assume that everybody is doing it. But when you put that assumption, you elicit a response that is going to be what you're trying to hear instead of being open about the responses that you can get. Because sometimes responses can be surprising. They can disprove what you're assuming. So, and also when you put this bias in, it makes the interviewee feel like they have to answer the question in a certain way, and it makes them feel like, oh wait, they don't care. Like, do they think that I don't care about the environment because they're already asking me, like, or judging me in a way that's like, oh, you use so much plastic. So instead, we have to reframe the question. We have to, maybe you will get this response like, yeah, I use a lot of plastic, I don't care. But maybe you'll get a response like, no, I actually try really hard to bring like reusable bags when I go shopping. So you have to reframe the question that is, for example, walk me through your process of grocery shopping, because that way you're going to get like a variety of responses. You're going to get a lot of different experiences, a lot of different things that you didn't even think about. And, that is what makes a good question. That's like when you take away the judgments and you take away the assumptions and you invite many, many diverse responses and things that you didn't even think about.
And I would love to use some of the questions that some of you shared on the chat while on this topic to help you rephrase them as for them not to sound aggressive or biased, or for them to provide you with useful information. When I say useful, I mean information that makes your brain go, wow, as Annika was saying earlier, like I had not think of that. So for example, several of you asked questions like, why don't you talk with people in real life and increase connections instead of scrolling through Instagram? If I were asked this question, I would feel like I'm being accused, I'm being judged, like it is my fault, I'm not making connections, I will not be in the best mood to answer. Instead, I will ask for data, like for example, what percentage of, when interacting with people, what percentage of the time will it be online and what percentage would it be face-to-face? And could you tell me why? No judgment, they will give you data, and from there you can infer if they prefer connecting on Instagram, because perhaps for a person, the connection will be a lot deeper if they start anonymously, so they feel more comfortable. We don't know what have happened in this person's past. Perhaps that for that person is incredibly challenging and daunting to start a face-to-face conversation. We also need to be compassionate to each other. Another question, why do you try to judge people rather than supporting them? Like, well, how do you know that it is not what they are trying to do, like supporting them? Why are you assuming that what they are doing is judging? And also, questions that start with, why are you, or why aren't you? Like usually it's like, you're the one to blame. Okay, so try to reframe it so it does not feel like I am like in front of the Inquisition, okay? And I'm from Spain and I'm saying that, so I don't take that lightly. So another question, why are you incapable of processing their point of view? That is another example of a very accusatory sounding kind of question that I personally will not be that comfortable answering, because it will not make me feel good. And remember, you want great answers, you need to treat them great. If you disrespect them with your questions, they are going to disrespect you with their answers. and that's just a logical reaction to an axiom. So let's give you, very quickly, we're going to give you some examples of questions that we consider could be improved. And then on the chat here, I learned already here, on the chat, type what do you think is the assumption and how could we rewrite the question for it to give us more useful information, okay?
All right, so one question we have here is, why do we normalize women needing protection from men? So write in the chat, what is the assumption or judgment being made here? So first, only write the assumption that is being made in the statement. Yeah, a lot of assumption that women are weak, that women need men, that women have power.
Okay, I love all of the assumptions that you are spotting. They are all correct. I mean, we might have our own opinion, but the fact that you are able to see an assumption on this statement means that it exists. So whatever you are answering here is true. Also, I would like to see, how would you like to reframe this question? How would you rewrite it? Remember that this is an exercise on finding assumptions and rewriting questions. We are very happy that you're starting conversations. We encourage you to continue them after the session in order to solve problems of the world. And also do your best to keep the possibility of answering in as wide a way as possible. Do not give them two options, like yes or no, do you think this is right or wrong? Because then they will just say, I think it's right. Full stop. Like, we don't get to know why.
Yeah, it's really important to give them an open-ended question so that they can really be honest about how they feel about the question and about their experiences.
Also make sure that you know what you want, if you want an opinion or if you want their perception. If you ask, for example, what do you think of, then make sure that what you're asking is just an opinion. Otherwise, I would strongly suggest that you change it for how would you define this and that, and then you will understand what is their definition on their inner dictionary of that particular term. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go for the next one. You are all doing great. You are all doing great.
So the next one is, shouldn't men be the ones we should try stopping these acts of violence? So where in the statement is the assumption? Please write in the chat, where is the assumption or judgment in this statement? Shouldn't men be the ones we should try stopping these acts of violence?
Sorry, but actually I did not understand very well the question. If you can explain it a little bit.
So the statement is saying, shouldn't men be the ones we should try stopping these acts of violence. So basically, I think they're asking, aren't men the ones that need to be stopped? So what is the assumption here? These. Okay, and then how would you reframe the question to make it without assumption, without judgment? How would you reframe this question?
I really like the way you rephrase the question, Arif. Who do you think should be stopping violent acts of injustices? Then the answer will be very broad. If you also add and why, or with what kind of power, say it should be underlined by the law, or this kind of power of capability should be given to this particular group of people. Try to fish for those answers to see what people have in mind and where are all of these opinions coming from, as to better understand them.
And for the sake of time, I'm going to move on to the next one.
Yeah. So there's one. What measures? You're typing so fast. That's great. What measures should we take to stop gender-based violence? This question is good. You can also ask what measures should be taken by society? What measures do you already see in place? And what do you think of them? What measures, in your opinion, are not working? So from one question, you can still get more and more and more and more questions, depending on, again, the kind of information that you want. And that is why I keep on asking, what kind of information do you want in order to craft the best question for that?
And the last one, I think it's the last one. Why doesn't the government care about green energy plans? What is the assumption, the judgment being made here? Why doesn't the government care about green energy plans? And how would you rewrite this question? Yeah, Sylvina has a good one. What is the government doing about green energy? Yes, that's really good. And it just keeps out the assumption that they don't care, because we don't know that they don't care. And when we ask a question saying that someone doesn't care, then we automatically put that bias on our interviewee or the person we're asking the question to.
This is also a great opportunity to ask about what do you consider to be green energy, because perhaps there is a misunderstanding of what this means. Perhaps someone thinks that nuclear power kind of energy is very green because, I don't know, the toxicity of the fumes. I don't know, so make sure that people fully understand your question. So after you ask, what would you say are sources of green energy? You say, which ones of them are you using where, in what manner? Walk me through the entire situation in where you use these sources of energy.
Yes, very true. And especially because not all of us are native English speakers. So sometimes even it can get lost in translation. What do we really mean about green energy? So that's a really good point.
Right, so now go to the fun part again. How happy do you feel with the questions that you were writing on the previous activity now? I lived in a place in where they did not do this movement, and they didn't understand. They thought I was dancing. In Spain, we do this. It's like more or less. So instead of doing like this, we just do like this in case you don't use this movement in your country. That's what it means. I see some thumbs up, some hearts. Great. Good, because what is happening now, Sadaf?
Now we're going to show you a piece of an interview that happened with a past Sofer and somebody she was interviewing. And we're going to show you a little bit about their conversation. So think, really, really listen and think what kind of questions she's asking and what kind of responses she's getting, as well as thinking about what you would ask. All right.
Like, describe it in your in your own perspective. Like, how do you feel about your own job?
How do I feel about it? In my own perspective, what I'd say what we do is we push around numbers. We get these numbers over here, and then we make them into these numbers. And we do that because we live in a system that is currently focused on that kind of measurement. We are, accounting, finance, and whatnot. These sectors are dominating the world right now, and so that's what's going on. How I feel about that, it could be a lot better, but it is what it is for now, There's so much more that it could be. So, there are some negatives for sure. I don't think that that's just limited to my job. I think it's like in every career. I think if you're working at Amazon or Google, it's not very different. The same thing, it's just more work or of a higher caliber or whatnot. But it's all pretty much that same thing.
True.
Okay, stop there. And to give you a little bit of a background on this conversation, this was an interview that one real software was making, and she was interested in understanding why people do not feel motivated in general, but specifically at work, and how that affects their private lives. Okay, so that is why he is answering this question the way he's doing, and that is why she chose to ask that question. What we would like you to tell us now is, in your opinion, with that response, what should the next question be? And let's share it in the chat. Really good questions, these two so far. Haha, they are both from my cohort. Come on, 16-1, we are winning, haha. Okay, I'm gonna give you 10 more seconds to post replies. I'm gonna do a random countdown in a random language. Amar, 9, Sorchi, Saspi. Say. Bost. Lau. Iru. Big. But. Okay. This the feedback that we got from the person being interviewed was that he felt that he was just being read a list of questions rather than being heard and fully understood. So make sure when you're interviewing someone that you are making an exercise of deep listening, which means you listen not only to the words, but what is everything, what's something behind the words that you could pick to craft a new question and to utilize as a bridge for the question that you have prepared, rather than, okay, I have a list of questions here. Question number 1, this. Question number 2, this. You want to make the person feel that it is a treat to answer your questions. You are going to make them feel heard. Everyone wants to be heard. We all want that. So, especially teachers, please listen to your teachers. Hi, I am a teacher. I am projecting my own needs. But I was seeing questions like, what do you need to find? What do you need to again find your motivation? This would be great if he knew the answer. And so make sure when you ask a question that it is something that they are going to know, because if I were in a difficult moment in my life and negativity were, making me see everything, oh my God, like there is no way out of this, then what would I need to find my motivation? Well, I would love to know. Can you please offer me a solution? And that is your business opportunity there. Okay, but sometimes people won't know what they need. So we also want to listen to what they want and then make a connection. Okay, so yes, moving on. So that?
Yes, all right. So now is the most exciting part, I guess. Now you're going to be assigned to a partner from the opposite cohort, and you are going to interview them. You're going to ask them questions. You want to make sure, just as Sylvia said, that they are feeling heard, that you're asking questions that are allowing you to kind of, allow them to open up to you and, for you to get to know each other better. So what's going to happen is that you have already written some interview questions down. If you need to tweak them a bit, go ahead. But the idea is for you to just like get to know them, and also make sure that you don't reveal what problem area that you're talking about, but ask them questions that makes them think and allow them to respond in a way that you can get information without revealing exactly what it is you're focusing on. And then towards the end, you can reveal it to them, but the idea is to get information in a way that, like without having to explicitly say it. So you can really get true transparent answers from one another. All right.
To answer Ryan's question, like, so I just get to know them personally. What we mean is you get to know them as people, as persons, and their point of view on the areas that you would like to solve without you telling them what those areas are. Why is this? Imagine that you receive a survey, and this is why we keep on telling you guys, send your surveys to your mentors before you send them to the wild. Okay, so we can give you good advice on how to get better responses. If you start a survey saying, hi, I'm doing a research on how to utilize less plastic in order to save the planet. Could you please answer these questions? And then your first question is, please walk me through your entire process of grocery shopping, which is a great question to start with. But then you have already told the person that you want to reduce plastic. So what is that person going to do? Say, no, I don't buy anything that's made with plastic. I am a fantastic person. Don't judge me. See, so share the questions that you have about your area. Like you can share, I want to know more about, I don't know, the history of colonization in order to solve my problem, for example. Or I think I will need to change the behavior of buying clothes without looking at the label, for example, or I need to ask the question of this to get the information that I need, but without telling the other person why. This way, the feedback that they are going to give you on your question will be a lot more valuable to you. And also, we have a tendency to be like super nice to each other all the time. Like, oh yeah, that's a fantastic question. Oh, you're so cool. While most of the time that is true, that might not help you grow as an individual. And again, I am not suggesting that you are a-holes to each other, okay? Don't be a-holes to anyone. But we will be having another contest on proper feedback and positivity and critical thinking and all of that stuff. So now, fun time. Let's go to our rooms. Am I forgetting something, Sadaf?
No, it's perfect. So while you're interviewing this person, make sure you're taking down keywords, key insights, taking notes, because you don't want to just have a conversation and you don't like remember, or you don't, you know, it's for me personally, I have to write everything down to remember things. So make sure you are taking notes, because they are really important, because after the interview, you're going to create a cute, fun poster about this person. So yes, I think that's it. So, all right. I have your breakout rooms ready. I've tried really hard to make sure that each of you have somebody new. If you don't, I apologize. I tried my best, and people are coming in and out as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and open the rooms. You guys have 30 minutes, and then after 30 minutes, we will all come back here and talk about your interviews. All right, enjoy, have fun. See you all soon.
And we will be here if you need us. So we did not tell them how long are they going to the room for?
I said 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
There's somebody who doesn't have a partner. I'm going to go to okay, somebody needs help, so I'll be right back.
Hi, sorry, I just wanted to ask, how long do we have for the interview? So how much time should one person be spending?
So you have a total of 30 minutes.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
Have fun.
Thank you.
You're on mute.
I'm back.
Maybe you want to pause recording if it is going to be 30 minutes?
Thank you. I would have completely missed that.
And that is why my videos on YouTube have huge chunks of blankness.
For all our viewers, for all our fans.
Okay, while everyone is coming back, what should we do? Dance time.
Everybody dance.
Zoom dancing. This is the new brand type of dancing that has been invented since the pandemic. Find a partner and dance with them. Right. I love that you're asking for more time. That's fantastic. That means you were enjoying yourselves. Awesome, awesome. Next hour even, wow. That may be too much since we both are hosting other cohorts in like 10 minutes. And we want them to have as much fun as you are. So we want to give them our full attention. But hey, if you think that this is something that you found useful, that you learned from, that you want more of, let us know. We are always in the empathy phase of design thinking here at School of Future. Your wishes like might not be our things that we take by the step, but we always appreciate them and try to implement them.
Yes, and if you want to exchange information, to talk, I know there was a group of 3. It's because we were in odd numbers. So if you would like to, contact each other after and talk more, we would love to see that, because there is a limited time that we have here, but you are more than welcome to talk to one another after.
In a safe environment. Okay, sorry, I have to be I have to act as an adult here. Be safe, whatever you do, go to a safe environment on the internet and get to know each other.
Just a question. Maybe could you share the numbers of the persons, and because I mean we have the contacts from our cohort but not from the other, so we can't chat with the other cohort. If maybe you could share.
When you say the numbers, you mean private telephone numbers?
No. I mean on Discord.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
sorry.
They can only see their own cohort in the member list.
Yeah, exactly.
I just wanted to double check what Salvina meant with numbers, because if she were requesting that you all change WhatsApps, there are a lot of international laws that we will be breaking if we did that, especially with most of you being underage. But we will see what can we do so Discord does not become even more of a madness place. Or at least that is how I leave it. Luis, I know that you are the expert and you're gonna save the day. For me, we are listening, Salvina. We will figure it out. We'll come back to you on that, okay?
What I would just quickly suggest is that either one of you mentors or me post themselves available as somebody to DM, and if you have somebody you want to get in contact with, then you just DM me or a mentor, and I'll give you their Discord, and or ask them first, of course. Yeah.
Sure. That is also I wanted to add also to answer to Ryan's question, what do we mean with safe environment? We don't want to give someone a way of contacting someone else who does not want to be contacted. So we will want to make sure that the other person wants to be contacted by person 1, just in case, etc., etc. Remember that most of you are underage, and we prioritize your security, both physical and mental, above every other thing. And we just want to make sure that things are as fine and as legal as we can, okay? So let us figure that aspect out first, and then we will come back to you.
But otherwise, you could just type in the name of the person on the welcome surfers thing, and then it shows you their numbers, and you can just contact them like that. That's how I did it. I'm not sure if you understand though.
Right, just because we literally are conducting other cohorts in 10 minutes, both Sadaf and I, let's conduct a quick debrief on how the experience was for you.
So tell us something you learned about your partner, something interesting, something that you like to share with us. How did your interview go? All that stuff, anything you want to share. We want you guys to speak out if you feel comfortable. Yes, Rima, please share.
And we are also very interested as in why you consider the conversation or the activities very interesting and cool, because we want to understand what do you consider interesting as cool, which is most probably different from what I consider interesting and as cool. So we can give you guys more of what you liked, okay? So as specific as possible. Wow, we have so many hands up.
So hi, my interview was with Josh. His problem was about yeah, it was about people who get punished the problem on them, but the problem is not what they did. And my problem is humans are selfish. So I asked him a few questions and he gave me like a really fantastic answers. He'll help me a lot. He like tell me that before you try to contact with other people, you have to build trust and friend way. So like, yeah, I was not thinking about it at all. So yeah, he gave me like a lot of things to, a lot of different questions to ask and get also, and his idea actually really good. He do an interview also with him. His question was simple, like you can answer it, and like you need a way of thing to answer it also to give him a basic answer. It was like really good, his questions. So yeah, this is our interview. What's happening?
That's really cool. I'm really, really happy that you had a great experience. Who would like to go next? Juliet, I guess. Who raised their hand first, Sadaf? I guess that Juliet.
Can I go?
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about something my partner told me. She said like she thinks every problem can be solved by education. And I don't know, I just love this and the way she thinks about it. And I just love how she makes sure education is a priority and like she tries to solve like, can I say her problem? So
and please, and her name too.
Yeah. So yeah, so her name is Celia and she wants to solve communication between students in all the world. And so I thought it was incredible because like it's easier to know how to work when you have help from other students and everything. And it's a real problem, I think, too. So I just loved how she found a problem like no one else thought about, I think. So it's, and yeah, I love how she thinks education is a solution to everything.
And she's not the only one thinking so. Celia, I would love to have a conversation with you. So that who is next?
She's been waiting.
Yeah, so my problem was a really wild known problem. It's the lack of water globally. Like 1 billion person globally don't have a source of running water. The one that I've been with actually told me that told me how much this problem is actually big and how much it's dangerous. So I'm really glad for this. And her problem was the equality between genders. I think it's really a, a bigger problem and should be solved.
And who was the person you were speaking with?
I forgot her name.
Okay, sorry to put you under the spot for that. Happens all the time. I have my own name written on my phone. You see, this is how terrible I am at remembering names. I have to remind my own. So, okay, Celia, you have your hand up too.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So Juliet talked of me before, and I think her idea was really not common. Really, we really match with original idea. I love her idea of surpopulation, increase of population, and consequence on the earth, and I think it was really interesting. So yeah, I love her idea.
All right, does anybody else want to share? We have a couple more minutes. If anyone else would like to talk about their partners or anything interesting they learned.
We can do another very awkward countdown in a random language. And if no one wants to speak, I will suggest that before you leave the room, you go to the chat, which is here, I hope, and you type one thing that you're living with today, one thing that you feel you learned, a new perspective that you got, something that you were not expecting and you're very glad that you encountered, anything, one thing that you're bringing with you after this. And after that, you are free to leave. But first, the awkward countdown. Who has a language that's not English that would like to use with a countdown?
I could do Swiss German.
Please.
So from 10?
Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Do we have someone who wants to speak? No? Okay, so write one thing that you got from, oh yeah, one say.
So did you want to speak? She had her hand raised.
Yeah, me. So I count down from 10 to 1? Or...
Oh, we did the countdown. Did you want to add anything?
I was raising my hand so I count down.
Okay, go for it.
Let's do another countdown then. That's great. What's your language?
It's Arabic. Really beautiful language.
Which one? Say the name again.
Arabic.
Arabic, perfect.
Yeah. 10 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1.
Okay, shukran. And again, write one comment, and then you are free to leave, and we are free to go to the bathroom for 1 minute before our next context. Yay! I've been looking forward to this moment.
All right, before you leave, remember that you have to create a poster about your partner and send that today. Send it today. Basically, keywords, insights, anything you found interesting. Have a picture, if they feel comfortable, have a picture of them and make a really nice poster. I'm gonna show you an example really quickly before you all go. Sorry.
I didn't get the task. What do you say? Can you repeat that?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
I didn't get the task. What was the task?
I'm sorry, you seem to be having problems with the internet. It's dropping off and...
He's talking about the task.
Okay, Sylvia, I made you host, so I cannot share my screen.
I also have to leave.
Yeah, so we have to go.
Can you please type what was the question so we will answer? I'm so sorry. We need to go. So feel free to type if you have a question, a comment. We will check it. Yes, making a poster. Yes.
Yes, I will send the example to your Discord channels. All right. The example, and then please get your poster done about your partner today. All right. Okay. So thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being here for 2 hours. This was awesome. This was really fun. I hope you all enjoyed talking to one another and getting to know each other, and continue to do so after. All right. Thank you all. Have a good one. See you all very soon.
Bye bye. Really good meet.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.